Okay, so white is our hero. His name is Derp, but not really. Game 75, increment 30, played OTB a couple weeks ago. I played a bad sideline in which I didn't know what I was doing. Crawled back to an okay position, then I just caved. Rather than comment more on the game, I'd like to ask, what are your thoughts on B3 at the club level? On 1B3, and then he shows a game where he played E4. B3's fine. We just looked at a game with B3. Okay. He got me there. Okay, so this is the famous game, Fischer-Feingold, 1963.
Yeah.
Except Feingold took on E4, which is the main move. Yeah, the point is to play Queen G4, so you should play Queen G4. Yeah, this is excellent for white. Everybody's always playing F4 in the Winawar when they're white. Don't do that.
I did that.
The knight can go to F4.
Oh, okay.
You got to play H4, H5.
Yeah.
And your bishop controls the diagonal. Okay. Bishop A4. Queen C1, confusing the audience. Queen B6, confusing the audience. The engine says equal. And the engine slightly prefers black. White's bishop on E3 isn't very good. Ooh, it says knight A7 is really strong with the idea of knight B5. That is a good idea. I like that idea. Yes.
Found it.
No, just knight B5. Yeah. Knight B5 winning. The reason he didn't play knight B5 was he was worried about this. But this is actually winning because of this passed pawn.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't suspect, but the engine says so. Then we play knight B6 to C4, rook A2, Papa John's. That's a pretty good pawn.
That is a good pawn.
Pretty good pawn. Okay, so he played king C6. Now white's barely lost. That's a blunder. Now it says bishop takes knight wins, followed by rook A3 and knight A4. No, also winning.
Oof.
No, black is just winning. Just winning. Oh, but our hero's white. That must be why black is winning. Oh, snap. That was a good trick. So I'm wondering when white wasn't lost. White's not lost here. Yeah, G4 is the losing move. It says knight D2 is still playable. I'm not sure why. Why is knight D2 better than, like, why can't I play this same way? I don't know. Let's play the same way. Oh, I forgot you could take the knight on A4. Yeah. I saw this. I didn't see rook takes knight. That was too hard. So knight D2 with the idea of rook A2. Yeah, then it says black has to defend the knight. Then we can play B5. And then we play rook A2. This is still good for black, but not completely winning. Yeah, now this is too good for black. And then knight A1 is a you have to play knight E1. Knight A1 just loses tactically. And then white resigned.
the game.
Never resigned. Although here, maybe.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, I don't like f4 very much. And then this was all fine. And this should be a draw with correct play, but bishop e3 just loses a tempo. You should play rook a1 to control the a file. Bishop e3 is not very helpful. Yeah, in fact, then you had to protect your c pawn the whole game with your bishop on e3 when it could have been on. It was on d2, protecting the only pawn that's not protected. Then you unprotected it. Then you started protecting it with your rook. And then you went. So you just went back and forth with your bishop. So f4 is not very good. Bishop e3 is imprecise. And then in the end, you just blundered with knight a1. And bishop d1 loses a piece, but I guess it's already lost here. Some threatening takes. You can't move your king because the bishop's hanging. Can't move your knight. Yeah, the infiltration wins. Anyway, your opponent played pretty well, so that's not fair. So I would just accuse your opponent of cheating. That seems reasonable. I mean, they didn't cheat, but Kramnik approved.